Hello and welcome to a not so beautiful Wednesday afternoon here at Moody Park for more ECCBL action. Joachim Prali, joined here by Luke Lendler for this matchup between the Kings and Capitals here on this rainy Wednesday, as Chris Wolf gets a foul ball out of the leadoff hitter Jake Knapp to get things going here at Moody Park.
Yeah, Chris Wolf on the mound today for the Kings, who, you and I called one of their games yesterday, and they just fell behind early and never really got back into it. They were facing, a lot of tough arms. They were faced Ron Kopcho had a really, really good day. But we'll see what Chris Wolf can give them today. I mean, this is a team that's 4-5. You and I mentioned it heading into this broadcast that, they have their moments. They're strong and they're weak, and they're strong and they're weak. And, wow, that wasn't even close. But, consistency early in the season, you can have those inconsistency issues, but as we get closer to July and even closer to that championship game, they really are going to have to batten down the hatches and focus up heading into this back half of the season.
Most definitely. As you mentioned, that breaking ball from Wolf, not even close. Throw it behind the leadoff hitter Jake Knapp as the lefty from Florida Tech gets set to go with his 1-1. Fastball in the outside corner. He'll get it. So we'll hop ahead of Knapp 1-2. Yeah, Luke, and going back to Chris Wolf, just wrapped up his freshman year over there at Florida Tech. Only appeared in one game after doing a very successful 4-year career at Clearview in New Jersey, as his 1-2 runs too far inside on that. Not too rainy yet, Luke, but we should expect a lot of not fair weather today.
Yeah, we've definitely had prettier nights out here at Moody. It's muggy, swampy, and it's raining. We're kind of going through the ringer right now.
Yeah, the game game was originally scheduled to start at 6 o'clock. They pushed it back all the way till 6:45. Was right around the time of first pitch, trying to get this game in and keep it rolling. 2-2 from Wolf. Fastball away. Knapp bloops it over into left field, but plenty of room to make the catch is Giuliano over there in left field. So Wolf gets a nice leadoff out, something that we didn't see a lot of from the Kings over last night, Luke.
Yeah, and it's a nice leadoff out to get that, sit down that leadoff hitter. But at the same time, for the Kings, it's just all about consistency. We saw their pitchers have good moments last game, good inning here, good inning there, but at the end of the day, they got mercy ruled for a reason. They just couldn't string together inning after inning of solid ball after solid ball. Right now for them, it was important to build positive momentum in the top of the first, but you don't win and lose the game in the first inning.
Most definitely is Wolf able to hop ahead here of the number 2-hole hitter Jackson Skro. With a nice looking fastball there. Skro, one of the guys on this Capitals team, struggling, and kind of a testament as to why the Caps have just been not the greatest team in all of ECCBL so far this year.
Just not great production from their bats so far this year, but again, that's the kind of thing that in the first couple of weeks you can excuse it, but we kind of moved out of that excuse zone.
Definitely, Wolf is quickly ahead on Skro, 0-2. Setting the pitch, fastball away. We fouled off by Skro over into the parking lot. And Skro hitting a $182 on the season, but does have 5 RBIs and 4 walks on the year, but 4 strikeouts as well for Skro. Just wrapped up his freshman year over there at Haverford University, as that 0-2 pitch from Skro misses now. Luke, we haven't seen a lot of breaking balls at all so far from Wolf. We saw the first one where you can say slipped out of his hand, whatever you want to call it, through behind the batter. And apart from that, we just saw the one bouncing the dirt to Skro. It's his 1-2 fastball runs in.
I mean, that could be a grip thing more than anything. Even with the rain ceasing somewhat, they're not getting as much rain here in the top of the first. It's still humid enough out there that you got to think, his hands are probably pretty clammy and sweaty right away. It might be hard to get a good feel for that baseball.
1-2, blooped right at the shortstop. It's going to be a tough play, and he'll make it. There you go, nice little flash in the leather there from Andrew Pedrick over there at shortstop for the Kings. And Chris Wolf, 2 quick outs. A little bit of change of rhythm for the Kings, and something they needed after the struggle bus that they were on last night.
Yeah, and you don't want to put too much weight on the first inning, just like I was cautioning earlier on. But it is, again, very important to build a strong foundation of momentum. And if Wolf can get out of this inning here, with no runs, maybe even no base runners, that's a nice start you want from your southpaw.
Up steps the Capitals' best hitter by far, Jaden Shin, hitting .304 on the summer so far. He's off to a great start. Already has a couple extra base hits, 3 RBIs on the season. for Jaden Shin. So he hops quickly ahead 2-0 on 2 missed fastballs from Wolf.
Yeah, again, you mentioned earlier, he's kind of staying away from that breaking ball and that off-speed stuff. But for his fastball to be missing now, it's a tough look.
He's able to get that breaking ball across. Fastball's trying to head back and hop back into this count.
Lots of lefties on the Kings. Feels like yesterday we saw him trot out 2 or 3 lefties, and then today, starting with a lefty we didn't even see yesterday, you know, Southpaw Central over there.
Definitely didn't work so well for them last night. Let's hope it works better for them today. This is a nice fastball in the outer half by Wolf as he evens the count at 2 apiece.
That was a good pitch. Big fan of that pitch there from Wolf. Gets him ahead and rather evens it up, but keeps the batter looking, keeps the batter on his toes.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for the Kings and Wolf. His 2-2's fouled back by Shin.
Really the first cut we've seen Shin take all AB. But again, at this point, you're shortening up. You're fighting a little bit more. But he's still in this count, you know, 2-2. You know, he's not behind at all.
Shin in his one at bat at Cornell this year got struck out. As we mentioned, off to a great start here at ECCBL this summer. As he skies this one into right center field. Plenty of room for the outfielders to make the catch, and it will be Raba over there to put him away. So 1-2-3, quick inning there for Chris Wolf as the Kings trying to gain some momentum here. As they're going to be up to bat here at the bottom of the first. We'll be right back with you here at Moody Park. And we are right back with you here for the bottom half of the first inning. Cole McGorty set in to take the mound for the Capitals. And we've seen Cole McGorty, Luke, be a defensive menace over there at first base for the Caps. Haven't seen him yet appear on the mound in ECCBL. But over at Keene, across 2 successful years, 19 2/3 innings, pitching to the tune of a 3.2 ERA. As the sidewinder gets his first slider across, and he'll hop ahead on the leadoff hitter, Jordan Raba, 0-1.
Nice pitch to lead off the at-bat. Kind of showing different stuff here early on.
Gordy's 0-1. Breaking ball just missed down. And as you can clearly see from the first 2 pitches, Luke, McGorty kind of has that 3/4 sidearm type of movement. So, you know it's going to come out a little bit funky, and it's going to get on some of these lefty Kings hitters. As that 1-1 is across, and he'll hop ahead 1-2.
Fortunately, from here, looks like McGorty shaved the handlebar mustache. When you look him up at Keene College, he's got a great handlebar mustache working. But from up here, it looks like he shaved it, which is a real shame. You know, I guess he couldn't bring that kind of spunk and swagger here to the ECCBL.
I mean, I'm not sure why not. It's summer baseball. Let's have some fun out here at Moody Park. This is 1-2 slider, misses down. Here's the 2-2 from McGorty. Fouled away to the left side by the Raba. Raba just finished up his freshman year over there at Mercer County Community College. Hit .429, one of the better hitters there over at Mercer. And he's carried that in to the ECCBL summer. He's been red hot so far for the Kings. So he gets tied up by the inside fastball. Home plate umpire Mike Beal is going to say that he held behind on the swing, so he'll get a fresh chance. I thought he may have fouled the back or went all the way around, Luke. Wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, I didn't think he went all the way around, but I definitely was intrigued to see that there wasn't a foul ball call there. Or perhaps that's what they gave him. We're unsure here. But to me, oh, no, you're right. Full count. It looked like it might have gone off the knob of the bat, but still.
So they're going to call it full count, 3-2. Pitch from McGorty. Fastball on the corner. Strike 3 called. Cole McGorty registers the first strikeout of his night here.
That was a nice pitch. I really like that pitch from McGorty. You know, he's showing some of the veteran presence out there in the mound. He's painting all corners of the zone, different stuff. It's good first at-bat. It's a good tone setter if you're Cole McGorty.
Most definitely, Luke. And we've talked about, especially between me, you, and Ben Chadwick, we've talked a lot about how a lot of these younger guys, you know, these commits and these freshmen in college, they really struggle in ECCBL. McGorty kind of showing why that veteran presence really is a testament as to why these older guys have been, they get off to better starts here, especially over the summer and in college. As he hops ahead on the 2-hitter, Enrico Tufano with the slider going. That slider misses away. See him going for the rosin bag behind the mound. I mean, it is starting to come down pretty hard here down in Ewing Township.
Yeah, you know, the sun's still kind of peeking out there, but it definitely is coming down pretty hard.
This one's sky deep into left field, giving room his nap. Having a tough time reading it, but able to make the catch over there in left field. Looked like he took a bit of a stutter step before he was able to make that catch.
Yeah, the footing was definitely tough out there for Knapp. Lost his cap in the process, but that was another one of those hits here, you know, at the ECCBL in this wood bat league where you're thinking, man, he smoked that thing off the bat. Really got a nice crack at it, but still the ball just dies mercifully a couple feet in front of the fence, and Knapp's able to control it.
Now steps the Kings' most dangerous hitter, Eric Hartman, due up at the plate. Talked about him going into his senior year at Ryder. Just wrapped up a very successful junior year, hitting .351. Had some good pop there. 3 bombs as well at Ryder. See, fouls back that fastball from McGorty. He's quickly down 0-2. We've seen both pitchers today so far, Luke. They have had no problem attacking the hitters.
I like the aggression from both of them. You know, the biggest thing when you're playing summer ball is how many strikes can you throw. And right now these two are throwing a lot of strikes, knock on wood. And they're giving us some pretty competitive and entertaining at-bats, even though we haven't had a base runner yet.
0-2 from McGorty. Slider just barely almost hit Eric Hartman. But the count instead change and flip over to 1-2. This 1-2 pitch is skied out in the air and foul.
Yeah, it was 1-2 in the count right now. It was behind on that one. Look, at this point, if I'm McGorty, I'm going to try to tie him up inside. I'm throwing something hard and inside, especially he's going to try to sit on something, get ahead, still give him the heat, and definitely throw it inside, try to tie him up.
See what it is. It's going to be a slider from McGorty. He's going to miss down, and Hartman's going to continue to stay in the at-bat. I agree with you, Luke. I think that here he's thrown a couple breaking balls, especially away off the plate. Try and just jam Hartman inside. Just give him a little bit of a different look, something he hasn't thrown him yet.
And it really feels like he's behind these pitches, but they're still breaking. He's waiting so long before he starts to swing. Just try to blow something by him.
Here's the 1-2 from McGorty. Fastball in. It's going to miss.
Well, he did what we were calling for, but he missed pretty badly inside. It almost nicked the hitter there. But still, 2-2, I would still go right back to it, just try to hit that spot.
Credit to McGordy. It's really tough to read the slider fastball combo out of his hand, as the 1-2 is a fastball away. Kind of has that late sidewinder break where you don't know if it's just kind of going to stay on the same plane, especially with the fastball away, or if it's going to, especially to those lefties, cut into you. So it's just tough to be able to pick up that spin out of the sidewinder.
Yeah, and they're pretty similar tunnels too, so it's a tough look as a hitter, especially in the rain.
2-2 from McGordy. Fastball hit back up the middle, base hit. Eric Hartman registers the first hit of this game, and the Caps have a 2-out base runner on first.
And really, that's reward for Hartman there. He stayed in that at-bat. He fought hard. He shortened up when he had to. Never let pitches get too far in front of him, and he did a really good job. Shot that one right back up the middle. That's a nice piece of hitting from Hartman, and hopefully something for him that he can build on moving forward.
Andrew Pedrick now due up at the plate. We saw him get a knock yesterday, Luke, but apart from him, the Kings did not have much help on the offensive side. Hopefully Pedrick's able to keep that good momentum going, get a couple more tonight. As he watches the 0 curveball down from McGordy. Pedrick just wrapped up his freshman year over at Hartford Community College. Hitting .266 over there, 19 RBIs. Didn't strike out a lot as well. It's a good bat-to-ball hitter. As he gets ahead on McGordy 2-0. This is now Luke. He's starting to miss away with that fastball, not trying to attack as much, trying to be a little too fancy right now.
Yeah, it felt like he let the base runner that got on kind of dissuade him a little bit from going back to the well and what was working with him.
2-0 misses away. It's 3-0. This one's going to get by Trishembi behind the plate. Now it's going to be 3-0 for McGordy.
Yeah, McGordy just looks kind of rattled right now. Had 2 really good ABs. Honestly, threw a pretty fine third at-bat, but lets up a single, and all of a sudden, he doesn't look like the same.
McGordy's 3-0. Fastball up, and it's ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Pedrick's going to keep the pressure on for the Caps. Or excuse me, the Kings. Trying to capitalize here on Cole McGordy's errand pitching right now. Maybe a little potential 2-out rally coming up, as this is not the guy that you want to face with a 2-out rally, Luke.
No kidding. I mean, this is really a scary offensive player right here. And listen, if I'm McGordy, I would still challenge him. It's early. You can get away with a couple mistakes early, but the worst thing you want to do is kill your confidence. Is just start pitching around, guys.
Danny Scullion has been red hot for the Kings all summer, including he hit an absolute mammoth monster shot at the end of last week. Sees ahead 1-0 McGordy, and that pitch almost hit him. So now 2-0. So that's 6 straight. McGordy has yet to throw a strike so far. And after what looked like he was really cruising, like Wolf on the other side, he's now in some trouble. As that 2-0 slider misses away, and Scullion's going to be ahead 3-0 now.
Again, he just looks timid up there on the mound.
Another 3-0 pitch from McGordy. This time swung on and missed. Scullion wanted all of that one, but got none of it.
Nice pitch. I really like that pitch from McGordy. The thing is, Scullion knows he whiffed on that, and he thinks McGordy is going to go back to the same spot. If I'm McGordy, I'm changing the spot. I'm probably throwing the same pitch, but I'm going to try to put it in a different place just because, Scullion's going to want to see that all the way in.
See what he decides to go with here. The dangerous Scullion up at the plate. Runner in scoring position for him as he goes with the front door slider. And it's going to nick Scullion on the elbow, so the bases will be loaded here for the Kings in the first inning.
And again, we talk about that consistency that we need from these pitching staffs. We're seeing it from the Capitals here. 2 good at-bats in a row. Have you and I looking at each other thinking, all right, this guy, he's settling in. We might be out of this first inning. Nope. Single, and all of a sudden, all the composure's gone. He's thrown 1 strike in his last 2 at-bats. He's walked both batters. Just not a good way to end out this bottom of the first here.
Dom Inzilla now will step in with the bases juice for the Caps. Committed to Wagner. As he watches the 0-0 fastball too far outside. Inzilla off to a slow start here in ECCBL, but did have a very solid senior season over in Allentown High School, hitting .371. Is McGordy able to even the count with that slider? It'll be one apiece. Luke, what I can say is it looks like the rain has cleared up a little bit more of those bright skies coming. Hopefully it's going to stay that way the rest of the night.
Yeah, knock on wood. Definitely. We're getting the clouds moving in and out pretty quickly here. But, you know, you and I have seen enough bad weather games to this point. It feels like we're due a beautiful night. Hopefully this somehow turns into one. But there's a reason we pushed this game back, you know. There's a reason we wanted to start a little bit later because the rain came earlier, made the field a little bit wet, but
as Anzilla pops this one up, this could be McGordy's escape hatch, and it will be. It'll be Jaden Shin over there able to make the third out, so McGordy gets the bases loaded, but is able to bear down from there. 3 men left on for the Kings as they're not able to capitalize. It'll be 0-0 headed here at Moody to the top of the second.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glassner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital x-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointments available. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
As we welcome you back here to the top of the second here at Moody Park. Michael Fattori gets set to step in for the Caps. Chris Wolf ready to go for his second inning of work, and a quick one at that in his first frame. Wolf had a quick 1-2-3 inning to keep the Kings rolling. We're unable to keep that momentum in the bottom half. Unable to scratch across a run as Wolf's first fastball is going to miss out.
and we like, you know, what we saw from Wolf in that first inning. But, again, consistency is key. There have been plenty of times where I think we've been fooled by one strong inning from a pitcher. So for Wolf, the biggest thing is come out and do it again. Make it a routine to have a strong inning like that.
So if evens count with Fatore, 1-1 apiece. Fatore hitting .222 so far in ECCBL play. So he watches that fastball in from Wolf, so it's going to be 1-2. And unlike McGordy on the other side, Luke, at least Wolf so far, he's been able to hop ahead a lot of these Capitals hitters. His 1-2 is going to be a slider, misses way outside, and that's the second slider so far today. We've seen him not even be close to the zone.
Yeah, for him it seems like what was working the most in that first inning was the fastball.
So he goes back to it here. This is going to be popped out foul. Scullion giving chase over to the fence, but it'll be out of play. Yeah, he has been super fastball reliant, and we see a lot of these pitchers, especially in ECCBL, when they're very, very fastball reliant, their first and second inning, they go well. And once they get to that second time through the order or later in the lineup, and once guys start to read it a little bit more, that's when they really start to get in trouble. They'll be able to hop out in front of that fastball. It's the 2-2 from Wolf Sky into center field. Raba has plenty of room to make the catch. And he will, so it'll be another quick put out here for Chris Wolf to get started in the top of the second.
And, you know, they're getting some contact off Wolf, but Wolf's doing a good job kind of getting these bats under all of his pitches. Popping them up, not sending them very far, and allowing his fielders to really do most of the work without trying to be the hero too much himself. complimentary pitching is how I describe what Wolf's doing so far.
Most definitely is. It's going to be a left-on-left battle here as Matt Westcott gets ready to go for his first at-bat of the day. The first fastball misses out from Wolf. Westcott has been pretty good so far for the Cavs. Only 12 at-bats, hitting .333 so far. In ECCBL play, as he hops ahead early on, Wolf 0-2. Only one RBI, though. Does have a double on the season as well. So you could say that Westcott's been pretty solid so far for the Caps in his small sample size.
Yeah, you know, as Caps hitters go, he's definitely had one of the better summers so far. That was a nice pitch there by Wolf. Way to get a strike going in this at-bat. Spun that one in, was pretty far out wide, then got it right there into the zone. That was a nice piece of throwing.
Especially after we've seen him have some control problems with the breaking ball. The fact he was able to locate that one, and he gets another one back-to-back. So he's going to hop back in and even the count at 2 apiece. But yeah, as you mentioned, that was a great 2-0 breaking ball, especially when he's been struggling with the command here. As we get set, Wolf's 2-2. Fastball inside, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Chris Wolf has been dealing so far.
That was a really, really good pitch, and that's the time Wolf said, all right, my time to be the hero, threw one of his best offerings of the game. And he's making hitters look silly right now, but again, can he continue to do it is the biggest thing.
First baseman, Eddie Apolina.
Eddie Apolina now due up for the Caps, trying to get a little bit of that what you call the chink in the armor so far for Wolf. As he hops ahead with the fastball away, 0-1. Apolina in his sophomore year at FDU went 1 for 11.
Numbers I'm sure he's going to look to improve on here in the summer. But he's behind 0-2 right now.
Definitely. Like a lot of Caps hitters, has been off to a slow start. Not the worst in the world. As Wolf bounces the 0-2 breaking ball. A little bit unhappy with himself. So we'll try and reset. Find the zone here for the 1-2 against Apolina. And the offering fastball cut on, and it's going to take a moody hop and bounce off the leg of Andrew Pedrick. It'll stay in the infield. Looked like a routine grounder, just kind of skipped up, drilled Pedrick over there at short in the leg. So it's going to be an error on him, and Apolina will advance over to first, and the Caps will have their first base runner of the day.
And again, to me, you say Moody Hop, probably should have had that one. You know, it took one weird bounce sort of, but you knock it down with your chest. You don't let the ball ping up and off of you. That's a tough play for the Kings and a tough break for Wolf, who had really been dealing so far, and all of a sudden he's got a runner on. Hopefully, for the Kings' sake, he's unlike McGordy and it doesn't get rattled by a single base runner.
Brendan Dromboski to up at the plate now for the Caps as he's going to fall behind. 0-1 after a nice looking fastball there from Wolf on the inner half. Dromboski just finished up his sophomore year over at TCNJ. Did bat 4 for 7 over there, so pretty efficient in his small sample size. That fastball misses in. So apologies, the 0-0 pitch, home plate umpire Mike Beal thought was a little bit inside, so it's going to be 2-0 on Dromboski. Wolf trying to hop back in. It's a slider that he gets across the middle of the zone. It's going to be fouled back and away by Dromboski. So it is going to be 1-2. The umpire Mike Beal just did correct us. So it is going to be Chris Wolf ahead of Dromboski, 1-2. Did get that first fastball on the inner half for a strike. So Chris Wolf in the driver's seat once again with this at-bat. 1-2 offering fastball. It's going to be skied up, shallow right center field. Hartman giving chase, and he'll make the 1-2 nice and easy catch. So Chris Wolf's second inning of work gave up the error, but apart from that, Not too much going on here as the Kings roll and trying to keep the momentum going in the bottom half of the second here at Moody Park. Andrew Shank, the leadoff hitter here for the Kings, as we're set to go in the bottom of the second here. Still in a 0-0 game. Only one hit so far from either team. Shank watches the slider get called for a strike from McGordy. As you mentioned last inning, Luke, Cole McGordy was rolling in his first 2 outs, got 2 quick ones, then got the bases loaded, but was able to get out of the jam unscathed.
Yeah, but he still showed some signs of weakness, especially with a base runner on. For him, getting his first out would be pretty huge.
He's even up here at 1 apiece on Shank. As that fastball misses in. Shank did get 2 at-bats in his freshman year over at NJIT. He went 0 for 2, but did score a run.
Sun's coming out now. Good for these pitchers and good for our chances of 9 innings of baseball tonight.
Almost definitely. You can see the sun kind of creeping out behind the clouds. Hopefully the sunlight helps Cole McGordy, who's had some trouble locating, especially his breaking stuff today. He's behind 3-1 on Shank. It's going to be ball 4. So leadoff base runner here for the Kings. And this is now not looking too good for McGordy. He was really struggling with the command to end the first inning and hasn't done a great job of that so far to start the second.
From Goldie Beacom.
Yeah, at this point for him, a deep breath and a mental reset is kind of all he can do. He's kind of fighting against himself right now. So we'll see how he approaches this at bat.
Now up steps Brent Williams from Goldie Beacom. Not 100% sure where that is. Out in Delaware.
Great state, by the way. Probably in my top 15 states in the country.
Delaware, really?
Yeah, the great beaches. I mean, I'm giving out free game right now. I really shouldn't be telling the people of New Jersey to come to the Delaware beaches because that's one of the best things about the Delaware beaches. They don't have people from New Jersey. But no, really good vibes down there. Great state. Pretty easy drive if you're from Philadelphia like me. Delaware's got a lot more to offer than you might think.
Well, they have Goldie Beacom, and they have Brent Williams, who was really good for them in his freshman campaign. Batting .306 over there with 34 RBIs. So I tip my cap to a fellow Delaware native over here. Williams watches the 2-0 slider across, so it'll be 2-1. So, however, Brent Williams has struggled so far in ECCBL play. In 28 plate appearances, he's hitting 120 with 3 RBIs as he skies this one to right center field. It's going to fall down for a base hit, so Brent Williams getting things going here for the Kings. So it'll be runners on first and second. Nobody out here, and the Kings are setting up shop.
And again, 2 base runners on, hasn't gotten an out yet.
Number 12, Matthew
He's
Giuliano.
feels like trembling up there a little bit right now is McGordy. He could use a big double play ball here.
It's definitely Matthew Giuliano now up at the plate for the Kings. Over from Mercy County Community College. As McGordy's first slider misses away. Giuliano still does not have his first hit yet so far in ECCBL play. He is over 9 so far. So that slider is able to get across for a strike, so it'll be 1 apiece. Yeah, look, and if you're Matthew Giuliano here, this would definitely be a big way to get your first hit of the season. Most likely would score the RBI as well.
Seriously, it'd be big time for Giuliano. And he's approaching this at-bat pretty well so far. We'll see when he decides to take it that big cut.
On from McGordy, and there's going to be the cut. It's going to be driven to right field. Chasing Shin back, some more. He's able to make the catch. Runner will tag from second is Shank. So, not Giuliano's first hit, but it's a productive one at that. So move Shank over to third base. So there'll be runners on the corners with 1 dead. An RBI opportunity now for Ty Mercado.
From Hartford, second baseman, number 26.
And Shank,
Mercado.
I mean, it's weird lighting right now. Lights are on. Sun is like glinting off some rain clouds that are pushing their way out of the area. So it's tough to track that ball. But my Lord, Shank almost lost that thing about 2 or 3 times. For him to come down with that, nice piece of fielding.
Mercado rips that first fastball foul. A little bit behind the McGordy fastball. And again, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but once you see that fastball coming out from such a low arm angle, it kind of gets up on you a little bit. It looks a lot faster than it truly is, just because of how weird and how unorthodox it is.
It's a tough thing to track for the hitter. But it's seemingly right now for McGordy an even tougher thing to locate, as he's still struggling to find that zone, especially early on in the count.
Yeah, McGordy unhappy with himself after that 0-1 slider, so he'll even up the count himself for 1 apiece. His 1-1 fastball almost hits Mercado. They're going to go with the cutoff play. Drombowski's going to cut it off before the throw could even get down to Scrow over there at short. So Williams able to nab second base, and there'll be runners on now second and third. So 2 ducks on the pond here for Mercado.
Big spot here for the Kings. They could really strike first. This would be a productive way to come out in the lead too. You know, you really rattle this opening pitcher, maybe push him out of the game.
See skies that 2-1 fastball foul. So it'll be 2 apiece now. Like we talked a lot yesterday about pitchers not being able to finish hitters, and that's kind of been the case with McGordy. He's gotten to a lot of 2-strike counts, a lot of 2-2, 3-2 counts, but just hasn't been able to put a lot of them away so far.
And again, he seems to come. He gets those strikes after he gets the balls, though. For him, he should really try to focus on leaping out.
As there's the strike, a swing and a miss on a nasty slider. He gets Mercado swinging. So another 2 dead situation here for McGordy with runners on.
Number 2, center
You know, he's
fielder,
clawing his way out of these
Rob.
situations slowly but surely. It's not over yet. We're back to the top of the order now. Rob has seen his stuff already. But that was a nice pitch there. He used the slider up in the zone. Haven't seen that a lot from him so far today.
Absolutely not. We kind of talk about changing eye levels, trying to give hitters something different. Well, Rob has seen a lot of his stuff as he hops on the first pitch fastball, grounded over to Drombowski. No problem handling it. He'll make a nice throw over to first. So for the 2nd inning in a row, Cole McGordy able to get out of a jam, as he'll give up another, as he'll throw up another 0 here, and the score will remain at 0-0 headed to the top of the 3rd here at Moody Park. ECCBL is sponsored in part by Northfield Bank, proudly serving local communities since 1887 with branch locations across Mercer and Hunterdon counties. Northfield offers simple free checking with no minimum balance, no monthly fees, and no per check charges. Northfield Bank, Customers also enjoy free online booking, mobile app access, and a free debit card for everyday purchases. For more information, please visit northfieldbank.com or follow Northfield Bank on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Northfield Bank.
Jack Gill.
Jack Gill will now step in to lead off this top of the third here for the Cavs. Chris Wolf set to go for his third frame of work as his fastball's just going to miss upstairs.
Some Wheaton action here in the batter's box. And I like the no gloves, too. Kind of going for a old-fashioned look up there.
Applied interaction. The last guy I remember in the majors doing that was Will Myers over on the Padres.
See, you say that, but my glorious king, Bryce Harper, has gone no gloves a lot in the last couple of years. I don't know why he does it. I think he's a bit of a clip farmer. He kind of just likes the attention sometimes. So sometimes he just goes no gloves. So people go, hey, look, Bryce Harper doesn't have gloves on.
As a diehard Mets fan, try not to keep too much focus with the Phillies unless they're playing us.
Well, it's Phillies Mets this weekend. So should be a pretty good series by both those teams.
I mean, both teams have been struggling, though, to be fair. So
Phillies actually rubber match tonight against the Marlins, but won a series over the weekend against the Blue Jays. So, they could be they could be worse. They could be the Phillies of 2 weeks ago.
that is true. Wolf here trying to settle in the third. He's down behind on Gill 3-1. As the pitch from Wolf is going to be downstairs, so a leadoff base runner for the Capitals. So a little bit of a difference that we haven't seen so far. Capitals getting things moving early.
Wolf checking out his cleats, trying to scrape some out of that. It seems like the wet dirt from earlier on got caked in there.
The catcher, number 4, Danny Zimbonis.
That's, again, kind of one of the first early inning cracks we've seen from Wolf so far. He's been pretty in command of his stuff here, Moody.
Is Danny Zimbonis ready to go here for the Capitals? Zimbonis just wrapped up his senior year over at CBA. As well as first fastball, he kind of gave a shrug after that. After he missed that one down and in on Zimbonis.
Zimbonis, local kid. Nice high school ball season this year for him. I don't know. I lost track of how far he went in the state playoffs, so I don't know who he beat.
Oh, he beat us. He beat St. Joe's Metuchen.
Oh, really?
over in the
Oh, tough
quarterfinals.
scene.
Yeah, they won the South, but then lost on a walk-off sac fly to Don Bosco.
Could have been St. Joe's. Could have been you guys losing to Don Bosco.
It was a rough 6-3 loss. Not my favorite high school memory, I'll say that. As well, able to hop ahead on Zimbonis. It's now 1-2. Yeah, in his senior year over at CBA, he did hit .473 this year, and he was a very solid catcher over at Christian Brothers. Wolf trying to put him away, though, as his 1-2 fastball misses up and away. It'll be 2 apiece.
Tough miss there. I thought that was a pretty good pitch. Kind of could have gone either way. But, again, a sturdy call there by the holding firm on that top line of the zone.
Here's the 2-2 from Wolf. Fastball outer half, fouled back by Simbonis. Simbonis committed to Catholic University, so he'll head up, or excuse me, down there to DC for his freshman year in August. Wolf's 2-2, fastball grounded over to first. Could be a double play ball. Scullion on to second, back over to first. It'll be an errant throw from Pedrick, but Simbonis will stay put over first base. So they'll get the lead runner Gill out over at second, but not able to turn the double play. So Wolf will be able to get his first out of the inning. So really no damage done so far, kind of in the same situation, but a little bit better now that he has the out.
Yeah, nobody's the wiser, really. Base runner remains on first, but still picks up the out. And if you're going to have a throwing error at any point, you might as well have it basically result in no real penalty or punishment against your team. Could have turned two. I mean, even if that was a really good throw, it would have been tough for them to get two on that play.
So that's Parker Murator. Ready to step in as he chops this one, foul Scullion. Makes a nice foul ball grab. Murator just wrapped up his junior year at FDU, hit .364. He was an all-star last summer. Trying to keep that up here as he's been off to a slow start here for the Capitals. So here's the 0-1 from Wolf, fastball outer half, and it'll get the corner of the zone, so he'll hop way ahead on Murator 0-2. Interested to see if Wolf is going to go with the slider here. See what he does with the 0-2. It'll be a fastball oh no, he's going to give it to him. Home plate umpire might be a little bit slow to ring him up, but it'll give the strike 3 call to Chris Wolf. So Murator is retired as the second out of this inning as the batting order will flip back over. So Jake Knapp's ready to go for his second at-bat. That was a nice looking fastball there, Luke, from Wolf on the outer half.
Yeah, it was a good pitch there. You know, he's starting to strengthen up a little bit despite that early base runner. He's put together a couple good ABs here from the bump.
You're going to say Knapp went around on the half swing on the Wolf slider. Yeah, Wolf only has thrown 51 pitches so far as he's 2/3 of the way done with his third inning of work. As his 0-1 pitch, front door slider, almost hit Knapp. The count will just even up with 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 from Wolf. This is going to be grounded over to second base. Mercado will go the easy way with the flip over to Pedrick. So Chris Wolf just in cruise control right now. 3 scoreless innings here for the Southpaw as the Kings and Caps still remain knotted at 0 apiece.
Enrico Tufano.
Enrico Tufano ready to get set. The 2-hole hitter for the Kings. As McGordy's back out there for his third inning of work. He's gotten out of 2 multiple base runner jams so far. As his 0-0 slider clips the inside corner. And he'll hop ahead on Tufano 0-1.
Important inning here for McGordy. This could be his last frame. If it's not, he's got to build on momentum for the fourth. Rather for the fifth. Rather for the fourth. Sorry, I got mixed up with inning. Rather for the fourth. And if it is, you got to fire with all the gas you got and really go down swinging. Literally, you know.
As Tufano rips a leadoff single. Nice line drive right back up the middle. So the Kings in business once again. Second inning in a row. They've had their leadoff guy successfully reach base.
Number 1, right fielder, Eric Hartman.
There's Eric Hartman ready to go. We talked about him being a big, dangerous threat in his first plate appearance.
Pretty close to the Eric Cartman South Park character. Just wanted to point that out.
He's a funny guy. He's a funny guy to say the very least. As Hartman's not laughing after that pitch. Good looking fastball away there from McGordy. As Hartman, who's 1 for 1 already on the day, trying to keep it rolling. See one from McGordy. Slider upstairs. Runner's going to go. Nice throw down there by Tasimbos behind the plate, and he'll gun him down. Really nice throw there by the CBA catcher, Danny Tsimbos. Hosing down Tufano, trying to steal second. So McGordy gets a little bit of help from his defense to get his first out of the inning. The pitch was a ball, so the count will even up at 1-1 at the plate. As Hartman fouls this one back 1-2. Yeah, that's a big morale boost if you're Cole McGordy on the mound, Luke. Kind of very, you're buying your catcher dinner after that one. I'll say that.
Taking him to the plethora of lovely spots to eat around Ewing, New Jersey that I have yet to enjoy. Can't say I frequent Ewing before coming up here for this ECCBL summer, but I'm sure there are plenty of great spots. Hopefully, no spots just like that game remember we were calling last week. Justin Prekop come out there and yacked all over the mound.
Yeah, that was
wherever he's taking his catcher to dinner. Don't take him to where Justin went, because that place is brutal on the stomach. Apparently, according to the evidence we saw in front of our eyes.
Yeah, it was definitely a very interesting game that we called over there the other day. As Hartman chops at an interesting pitch. It's 1-2 here at the plate. Yeah, but go back to Danny Simbinos. I mean, that was just a beautifully executed throw. Trying to bail Cole McGordy out of what has been a struggle bus of an outing. Even though he's gotten out his jams, there's a great look at slider there. Gets Hartman to strike out. So 2 quick outs now for McGordy as he's kind of rolling out in the third.
That was sweet. That pitch ended up in Wyoming started in Wyoming and finished up in South Carolina. I mean, that thing went cross country. Nice pitch and really got the batters all kind of mixed up. And, you know, for as much as he struggled in those first 2 frames, he threw up zeros, and he's 1 out away from getting out of this bottom of the third. McGordy's had his struggles, but he keeps fighting on.
He's going to have to get through Pedrick as he'll hop ahead, though. So positive note for him is he's ahead 0-1. Pedrick fouls that one off towards the Caps dugout, so it's 0-2. McGordy all alone in the driver's seat right now. Pedrick did walk in his first at-bat against McGordy. That slider almost hits him. We see McGordy do that a lot. I get that you want to run that slider in, but especially when he's ahead 0-2, 1-2 on a lefty, he tries to get that slider in and almost hits him as it kind of cuts across the zone.
Yeah, he's got to be careful with that stuff. Especially, you know, given kind of how he has struggled to close out hitters. He's got to be careful. I mean, a hit by a pitch here would be pretty brutal, especially considering he's up in the count. He was a caught foul tip away from getting out of this inning. Yeah. He's close. He's just got to finish this one out.
Almost snuck the fastball by him, as you mentioned. Simbinos behind the plate, not able to squeeze it. As the 1-2 from McGordy's a slider that misses too far down. You see McGordy's just he just kind of looks a little angry out there whenever he misses a breaking ball. It's kind of funny.
Probably, you know, they say a lot of these athletes' biggest critics are themselves. Hold themselves to a high standard. McGordy must be giving off the same vibe.
As his 2-2 misses way outside, it's now full. So Pedrick's done a nice job. Fell behind 0-2. He's worked the count full. He was, as you mentioned, a foul tip away from being retired, but McGordy's just going to have to work a little bit harder. Up now comes his 65th pitch of the night. As McGordy's 3-2, fastball misses away, so Pedrick's going to be a 2-out base runner for the Kings. And not what you want for the Capitals and Cole McGordy.
And again, McGordy, one pitch away. He was a caught foul tip away from getting out of the inning, but all of a sudden,
Number 19, first baseman.
of all the guys you want to bring up, not Danny Scullion. You were so close to getting out of that one and just going into the fourth inning, confident in what you're throwing, and now you're a big Danny Scullion swing away from further damage being done.
Scullion was hit in his first at-bat. So he's 0 for 0 on the day as he tries to get the front door slider, but almost that one down. He did the same method of attack the last time, Luke, where he went with that front door slider. He was able to get it for a strike on the first at-bat, but this time not able to hop ahead on Scullion, instead fall behind 1-0. This fastball whipped away by Scullion. He's a little bit frustrated with himself, thought that he could have put a better swing on that pitch. And Skilling's numbers speak for himself this summer. He's batting 300. He has 2 doubles on the year with that home run. So has 4 RBIs on the summer as he fouls back a second straight fastball, so fall behind 2-1.
And I like what I'm seeing again from McGordy here. Scullion's a presence to be feared up there. A lot of people know how good he can be. But he can't pitch around a guy like that. And all of a sudden, you're ahead in the count 1-2. He's got his whole arsenal at his display. We'll see what he utilizes here.
Yeah, McGordy has attacked Scullion well today. As the 1-2 from him, slider just misses down. That was a great-looking breaking ball. That's the pitch that you want to execute there, where it looks like it's going to hit that outside corner and then just dips down, but is not able to generate the swing from Scullion on the breaking ball. So it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes, with 2 dead here in the third. As a pitch from McGordy, fastball away. It's going to be a ball, so another full count for McGordy in this inning.
This would be a tough walk to give up again.
As you still have Pedrick over there on first. You have Apollino playing behind him with 2 outs. As the 3-2 pitch is behind Scullion, ball 4. It's going to be a wild pitch as ball gets away from Cimbinos, but Pedrick not going to be able to take third base, so it's going to be the second walk issued in a row from McGordy, as Scullion will take his second opportunity on base today.
Number 33,
Just like that.
catcher, Dom Inzilla.
Runners on first and second. No, he was 1 out away. He was 1 strike away even.
He was a foul tip away.
He was a foul tip caught away, and all of a sudden, 2 runners on, 2 outs. You know, he's got to batten on the hatches and get out of this one again.
Thing that he does have going for him is Inzilla was the one who was up with the bases loaded in the first, and he got him to fly out to right. So he's 0 for 1 on the day. This one's going to hit Inzilla. So, let alone right after I mentioned it, McGordy not able to attack the guy that you would say that he would want to attack as he shakes his head in dismay. So it's going to be another bases loaded jam from McGordy. And how poetic would it be if for him to get out of this one, Luke? I mean, that would have been 2 times with the bases loaded that he's gotten out of it. And all 3 innings, he had multiple base runners on and got out of jams.
You know, he could be like a fireman here,
Number 6,
putting out the flames, but a lot of firemen don't start the fires themselves before they put the flames out. So he's the arsonist and he's the fireman. He's really both sides, at least so far. So we'll see if we can get out of this one.
I'm just going to meet Andrew Shank ready to go here for his second at-bat. He was walked in his first one. It's the 0 from McGordy. Good-looking slider there. Catches the outside corner.
That was a really nice pitch, and that's how you open up an at-bat. But for him, it's not how he starts. It's how he finishes. We got to see what McGordy can take from this at-bat.
As the Capitals bullpen finally starting to get some action. As we've seen McGordy's pitch count just keep climbing. He's up to 73 on the day as that slider misses down and away.
Yanked that one, but it's better for him to yank it to the outside than yank it to the inside and hit another batter, especially given how that last at-bat ended.
Look, we've talked a lot about guys not throwing a lot of pitches, but McGordy's thrown a good amount today. He's up to 74 on the day. Don't see that a lot in ECCBL. As that slider's going to be a strike on Shanks, so he's going to be ahead 1-2. Will Cole McGordy get out and escape yet another multi-base runner's jam?
He's thrown a lot of sliders in that bat. I wouldn't be surprised if he went back to the well and threw another one, try to get him to swing.
We shall see, my friend. The 1-2 pitch from McGordy is a slider. It's going to be popped up. Plenty of room for Apollina to come on and make the catch at Cole McGordy. Call him a magician the way he's been getting out of these jams. Once again, gets out of the bases loaded unscathed, so that will remain at a deadlock with donuts apiece here at Moody.
There are no errors. Capitals, short. Jackson, Scrub.
Jackson Scrow ready to go here, as he'll be the leadoff man in the top of the fourth here at Moody Park. Chris Wolf ready to go for his fourth inning work. He's been pretty pitch efficient so far, Luke.
Yeah, he's looked in command. Is kind of the way I would describe how he's pitched so far. You know, he hasn't walked a lot of guys. He's putting his pitches in the spots where you want to put him in. That doesn't mean he's striking out the whole lineup. He's in command, but he's pitching complementary to his team's strengths. He's getting a lot of pop-ups, getting some easy ground-ups. You know, the only base runner that he's had that made contact with the ball was an error that should have been a routine ground ball to shortstop. You know, Wolf is still throwing the ball pretty well. And I think we'll see if he can go 5. I think right now he looks comfortable through 4 at least.
Definitely, yeah, and you mentioned he's just been pitching to a lot of weak contact so far. He's only at 56 pitches on the day so far. As you just saw, Cole McGordy throw 78 total in what is most likely his last inning of work. Can't imagine he's going to go out for another inning.
Probably not. You know, we mentioned that big pitch count for him. He's still finding a way to get out of these jams. But that big pitch count, you know, not a lot to say about that other than just probably worn out his arm for the evening.
As after Scrow fouled off the previous pitch, Wolf falls behind here with the breaking ball that missed away. It's 2-1. Wolf has gotten the best of Scrow in the day. He's 0 for 1. With the ground out today.
Wolf's gotten the best of a lot of these guys. So again, through that order the second time is where we're gonna get a much better look at how these hitters have been keying in and kind of building up their knowledge of what Wolf can throw.
His fastball misses upstairs. For the second inning in a row, we see him trying to. What do you think that is? Is that like a chisel out there? Is he trying to scrape the mud off?
I mean, he's definitely trying to scrape the mud out. You know, it looks like those when they're trying to clean a horseshoe. He's really digging in there with that thing. But right now, it hasn't worked in this count so far. I know, down 3-1.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen those videos on TikTok. They're oddly satisfying.
Oh, they're so satisfying. Believe me. I've seen the occasional horseshoe cleaning on my Instagram reels, and I'm thinking, man, they just do a good job cleaning those horseshoes. I mean, those horses, you got to feel like if you're a horse, right, and you've got all this dirt and mud stuck up in your horseshoe, and then you get it cleaned out, you get your foot washed off, you get a new horseshoe put on. That has to be satisfying. Just nice breath of relief. You got to feel like a brand new horse after that one.
And it's got to be satisfying as a viewer too to see all that dirt coming out. As we're not here in a full count, 3-2. As here's Wolf's pitch to Skro. It's a fastball outer half. It's gonna be fouled up and away. It should actually be in play. Hartman giving chase towards the line, and he'll make the catch. So Jackson Skro will go to 0 for 2 on the day as Chris Wolf gets the best of it once again, and there he goes, still digging the mud out of his cleats.
Yeah, digging into those cleats back there. He's throwing the chisel down in anger. He can't seem to get anything out. But still, again, a nice at-bat. Just got unthreatening contact. He seems to just garner that a lot.
Here's the 0-0 from Wolf. It's going to be swung on and popped up. Jeremy Shin for the second in a row, and this time Mercado in the infield able to make the grab. So Chris Wolf, 2 quick outs.
And these hitters for the Caps, they're under everything. They're just under everything. And I know you want to get some lift on the ball. You're trying to perhaps cultivate some with these wooden bats. You don't get a lot of unnatural lift. You really got to get under the ball if you want to put it far. But at the same time, you got to switch it up somehow. Kind of aim for the middle. Try to maybe hit the top down on these balls. The one time you got a base runner that made contact was an error that was a sharply hit ground ball right to shortstop. A grounder, up the middle and then a grounder down the third base line, and suddenly you could be looking at men in the corners. Just got to switch it up somehow. Maybe lay a bunt down, because right now Wolf is chugging along.
Svattori watched the 0-0 fastball for strike 1. As that fastball is going to miss down, and Zill also had a little bit of trouble handling it.
Wolf stomping around angrily back there on the mound, back to digging at his shoes.
I think he's digging for gold at this point.
I mean, at this point, we're not seeing that used on the other side by McGordy or whoever's going to come in for the Capitals. He should just take the chisel with him to the dugout, and then between innings, take his shoe off, and then that's really when he can scrape all the stuff out. He's just got to be more innovative with it out there.
As that slider is fouled back. First time we've had our camera shake today. We had
Yeah,
a lot
but
about that
it
the
did
other day.
move. Nice. We still got most of the field in there, which means we positioned it well. Good team effort from us on that today. I sat with my feet dangling out the window while you handed me the stuff.
There you go. It's all about the teamwork here at ECCBL. Wolf still digging his back foot, which I believe is his right foot, I want to say. Left foot, sorry. Not too familiar with the lefties. This one's grounded over by Fator over to shortstop. Pedrick makes the easy 1-2 and a nice throw over to Scullion. So Chris Wolf, another 3-up, 3-down inning for the Southpaw. It's still 0-0 here. Headed to the home half of the fourth here at Moody Park.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glassner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital x-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointments available. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
go now.
And we are back with you here for the
Leading
home
off
fourth.
for the
As
Kings
we
for the
mentioned,
eighth.
Cole McGordy's
Number
day is
17,
done after 3
Trent
scoreless
Williams.
innings. So the new arm on the mound, James Muller, just heading into now his junior year. Just wrapped up his junior year at Alvernia. He's going to be a senior. Across 3 years, he's thrown a total of 24 2/3 innings, pitching to the tune of a 6.57 ERA. So not the greatest here.
Had his best year ERA-wise this past season, though. He only appeared 3 times compared to 8 in 24 and 11 in 23 and pitched his lowest amount of innings. But again, only gave up 2 earned runs. The year before that, he gave up 4. The year before that, he gave up 12. So, there's some math I could do. Actually, I really don't think that's a pattern. But still, regardless, if the trend continues, he'll give up less than 2 earned runs next year.
Hopefully with some more innings here. His inning number did drop from the previous 2 years this year. As his 1-2 curveball misses upstairs, it's now 2 apiece. The leadoff hitter Brent Williams is already 1 for 1 on the day. The 2-2 fastball is going to miss down, so the count will be full now. As Muller's yet to settle in. He's working quickly, though. His 3-2 pitch, fastball swung on up the middle. Williams, it'll be a tough play for the shortstop Scrow. That's bobbling it and had some trouble, so it'll be a leadoff man on. I believe it's going to be a hit. It was pretty hard hit up the middle. It would have been a tough hit for Scrow either way.
I think they're going to give him an error on that one. Again, it would have been a tough play for Scrow, but regardless, he still got there, brought it up, and then lost it while bringing it up. It's not like it was taking weird hops and he just had to knock it down. He had a chance to bring that up and fire it over, but such is the way it goes. First error for the Caps. And an early base runner. We'll see how this affects the way Muller's throwing.
He's able to hop ahead with an 0-0 fastball in the outside corner for strike 1 on Giuliano, who's 0 for 1 on the day. That's a nice breaking ball, but just couldn't get the inside corner. That breaking ball had a lot of movement. And Luke, we talked about it in warm-ups. His first breaking ball almost hit us up here in the booth. It was a sky ball.
Yeah, it's just the kind of breaking ball that really never broke. Just kept climbing and climbing and climbing.
As Giuliano gets tied up by that downstairs fastball.
That was I really like that pitch there from Muller, coming back from almost nicking the top corner with that breaking ball. And you got the hitter thinking, all right, he's probably going to try that again. Then throws some downstairs heat, gets the hitter to swing. Really like that combo.
1-2 pitch from Muller, just off the corner. Home plate umpire Mike Beal not a fan of that pitch. So Muller has been working at a nice pace. He's working pretty quick. As here's his 2-2 fastball down and away. So the count will shift over to full. Yeah, it almost seems as Muller. He's trying to dot that fastball, and that down and away corner has just been missing a tad off the plate. As here's his 3-2 to Giuliano. Set kick. Giuliano rocks this one towards the gap. That's headed for the hole. Murator giving chase. It'll get down. This is going to be a double here for Giuliano as Williams rounding third. He's heading home. Cut off by Scrow. There will be no throws. The Kings are going to get the first run here on the board on the leadoff double by Matt Giuliano.
That ball was smoked. I mean, Giuliano got all of that one. Just unloaded towards the gap. It felt like it climbed forever. I'm stunned it didn't at least hit the fence on the fly. But a really nice piece of hit in there. There was just no chance for the center fielder to get over. And just like that, South Jersey Kings, they got a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Murator was giving chase. I thought maybe he had a chance to somehow get to that ball. Yeah, but nonetheless, you saw the half fly off at some point when he was reaching for the ball. But yeah, ball was absolutely crushed in the gap by Giuliano. So the Kings finally able to break this 0-0 deadlock as they do get to Muller in his first inning of work. It's now 1-0 Kings with no outs as Mercado swings at the first pitch as it skies to center. Murator back. Runner will tag. It's going to be Giuliano, and who will retreat off a nice easy catch by Murator. So the runner will remain at second base as the bottom of the order in Mercado. He's retired and flip back up to the top with Jordan Raba.
And Raba, still has a chance here to play another run for South Jersey. They've kind of been all over Muller. Nice 2 pieces of hard contact, one on the ground, one in the air. And so for Muller, needs some good pitches here to get out of this.
As this one's chopped over to first base. Nice slide. Oh, no, he's not going to make the play. I thought it was a nice play by Apollina. It's going to sneak by him, and it's going to sneak by the right fielder's shin. So the runner will score, and a nice hustle double there. We'll call it a single and an error there for Jordan Raba as he just snuck it right by Eddie Apollino. And it took a weird bounce. Shin wasn't able to corral it, so Raba able to take advantage. So he'll end up at second base as he trades places with Giuliano and plates the second Kings run of the day.
Number 24, the EH, Enrico.
And again, that was just put it in the right spot. You know, you can only get so lucky, but at the same time, on that pitch, saw it the whole way, cracked some nice contact, and just slipped it right between the gap. And some heady base running there on second base.
I saw Apollino slide, and I saw the ball disappear. I thought he may have gotten it on the slide attempt, but he had just snuck by him. And yeah, I mean, it's just, as you mentioned, just a nice piece of hitting there from Raba. So Muller still yet to settle in, has one out, but has surrendered one earned run in the inning, because they're going to call it an error on Scro on the first one. But it'll be Enrico Tufano now due up, as he's behind 0-2. Back-to-back breaking balls thrown by Muller. See what he goes with here, Luke. Are you interested in going the triple curveball 3 in a row?
I think Muller's best stuff is when he's working off of his previous pitch. And I was going to say he should throw a fastball, and then he almost just killed the hitter. So maybe don't throw a fastball if he can't command it like the way he can. But
maybe just not throw the fastball at his hat.
yeah, maybe just not throw the fastball. Just don't throw a heat-seeking missile. Maybe find the zone. But I still wouldn't hate the fastball throw again here.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. As here's the 1-2 from Muller. Curveball chopped over to third base. Gill giving way. He'll make the play. It's a high throw. They're going to say that Apollino came down on the bag in time. He didn't go for the tag. He just kind of tried to let his body weight take him down as fast as possible. And it was just in time to get a hustling Tufano down over to first.
Number 1, right fielder, Eric Hartman.
Heady play there by Tufano.
So now Eric Hartman due up for his third at-bat. He's 2 for 2 on the day. As this one is popped up in the infield, Gill giving room. As he'll make the catch, so nonetheless, despite getting out finally, Muller able to surrender 2 runs as the Kings are going to hop on top 2-0 here at Moody Park. ECCBL is sponsored in part by Northfield Bank, proudly serving local communities since 1887 with branch locations across Mercer and Hunterdon counties. Northfield offers simply free checking with no minimum balance, no monthly fees, and no per-check charges. Northfield Bank customers also enjoy free online banking, mobile app access, and a free debit card for everyday purchases. For more information, please visit northfieldbank.com or follow Northfield Bank on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Northfield Bank. That comment.
Now pitching for the Kings from Westchester, number 18.
New pitcher on the mound, so Chris Wolf, after what was a very successful day for that southpaw, as the Kings are going to go to yet another lefty. This time they're going to hand the ball off to now sophomore from Westchester University, Drew Costello.
Not a very good ERA in that first year over there for the Rams, 12.27. But, you know, that's what the summer's for. Get in the lab, work on the pitches. But, man, I mean, the Kings got a lot of lefties. They got a lot of lefties.
I haven't seen him throw a righty in 2 games so far. A lot of southpaws. I mean, yes, the Kings and their recruiting team, they like the southpaws. What can we say here at ECCBL?
Someone like that.
As this southpaw is going to fall behind quickly. Oh, and excuse me, 2-0. As that fastball almost hit the leadoff hitter Westcott. 2-0 from Costello is going to fall behind 3-0. Yeah, Luke, and the last time we did see Drew Costello, I was on the mic with Ben Chadwick, did not throw a lot of strikes, to say the very least. He did not throw strikes. So here's a little bit more of the same here from Costello, as it's a 4-pitch walk to start off the the top of the 5th.
I mean, you think he wore purple in college. He's wearing purple in the summer, but still no level of comfort here for Drew Costello. Looks kind of yippy out there on the mound. Seemingly not very smooth with all of his mechanics. Each pitch looks a little bit different coming out of his hand. Again, if you're Drew Costello, your team has a 2-run lead. I would just try to I would throw someone right down the middle.
Costello kicks and winds, and his fastball misses way outside, not even close. Eddie Apolina is 0 for 1 on the day. Wolf, like a lot of hitters, was able to get through. Kings are hoping they can get a couple solid relief outings out of Costello now, but he's in some trouble as his breaking ball finally is able to throw a strike.
It's a nice pitch. That one went high and came down hard.
You want to talk about crossing over borders into different countries? I mean, that was definitely a shattering breaking ball right there. Here's the 1-1 from Costello. Another breaking ball. This time it's going to be fouled off by Apolina. Runner went in motion. It was Westcott. But he'll head back to first base after the foul ball.
And I like the aggression on the base paths from Westcott. Look, the Trenton Capitals, and I'm going to say this, and you'll probably kill me for jinxing it, they haven't gotten a hit all game.
No, they have not.
They haven't gotten a hit. And when you get on and you haven't gotten a hit yet, and you want to kind of curate some offense, maybe pull some out of thin air, you got to be aggressive on the base paths. A bunt, a steal, some kind of small ball to give yourself a better chance at finding a run.
5-0 is the hit margin between these two teams. Costello, after issuing the leadoff walk, faces some trouble here. He's in a 2-2 count with Apolina at the plate. As here's that pitch. It's a fastball roped, and a nice diving opportunity there by Shank, but couldn't come up for it. Shank came up with nothing but air. Nonetheless, here now even more trouble here by Costello.
I mean, did I jinx it? I guess. No hitter's gone immediately after I actually say something about it. But nonetheless, at this point, all that's on Drew Costello's mind is how do I get out of this inning? Runners on first and second and nobody gone. And he was pounding the zone early on in that last at-bat. I would like to see him do that again in this at-bat. He got ahead. Yeah, he gave up the single, but he was ahead in the count.
Now sets big Drombo, Braden Drombowski up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 on the day, searching for his first hit. Yeah, but as you mentioned it, Luke, I mean, after the 4-pitch walk, did look like a much better at-bat from Costello. Started landing the breaking ball, locating his stuff, but then just a rope into left field by Apolina, as now he's going to quickly fall behind Drombowski 2-0. Here's the 2-0 from Costello. Fastball misses downstairs. It's now 3-0.
Just not throwing strikes right now. We had it. Guac, we had it so good. We had pitchers that were throwing hard and throwing strikes, and I don't know who told him to swing at that. I don't know who told him to swing at that one. Good Lord, that pitch was in a different zip code. And he swung at it. I am stunned.
I mean, if I was in the batter's box, I would have thought that was a rise ball. As it's going to work out nicely for Costello, as after you got Drombowski to whiff that quite simply awful pitch, he's now going to get the count to full as Drombowski fouls off a fastball, so now it's 3-2. And this is big, Luke. If Costello's able to get his first out, especially after being down 3-0 in the count. That'd be monumental for this inning.
Yeah, no kidding. And, you know, you got to use a mistake like that, like swinging at that pitch to your advantage. Wow, runners.
Runners break early. Dromowski rips it into left field. That's a base hit. Nice piece of hitting there. Brandon Dromowski plates the first Capitals run. And right after my partner said that they had no hits, they get 2 in the frame and their first run on the day.
You know what I also don't have right now? I don't have $1 million, so maybe that'll manifest its way somehow into my pocket. But seriously, I mean, a really good first 4 frames for the Kings pitching staff, and suddenly, you know, they get that pitching change. You got to think at what point was pulling Chris Wolf the right idea? I think they just wanted to give different arms more reps. But Drew Costello right now just not looking comfortable out there.
You can see they're doing a mound visit after, I mean, you had a break early type of situation. It was Westcott over there at second base Luke, he was halfway to third base before the pitch even came out of Costello's hand.
Yeah, you know, they were probably trying to go for the hit and run. I'm surprised they didn't try to push it further and bring a runner on over there to third. But still, you know, 2 runners on, you're not going to complain about that. A run back, you're never going to complain about that.
It is going to be first and second. Still no outs, and now Gill up at the plate. He's 0 for 0 in the day. He's walked at his first plate appearance against Wolf. So he watches the 0-0 breaking ball. Nice pitch there from Costello.
And I would say throw that again, but, you know, that's the only pitch he's hit now. He's hit it twice in a row. So if I'm in the batter's box, I'm sitting on that breaking ball, dropping right in the middle of the zone.
There's another breaking ball lined.
Oh!
Jumping catch. It's going to be a double play. Wow, Ty Mercado climbs the ladder. Oh, my goodness. That's a highlight reel play from Mercado. Flashing the leather over there at second base. He gets not 1 but 2 outs for Costello. And that is just a sigh of relief if you're Drew Costello.
Guac, I can hear the Sports Center music from here. Da-da-da, da-da-da. What a play over there on second base. And then to get the second out, too. I mean, talk about a bailout for Drew Costello. You know, that thing was right down the middle. Hit hard, came off the bat hard, and still to get 2 outs out of a situation like that, big stuff for the pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, Gill hit that one right on the screws, just not high enough to get out of the range of Mercado. So it's going to be 2 dead as Simbinos is going to step back up. For the Capitals, this is going to be a little nub shot over to second base. A little bit of miscommunication, but Scully able to retreat over to second base. Mercado with the flip. So Ty Mercado does it all, backing up his pitcher. Costello does surrender the first run. As the Caps get 1 across, they climb into the deficit. Kings still lead 2-1 as they're heading back up to hit.
Kings 2, the Capitals.
Back with you here at Moody Park. We're into the bottom of the 5th, and I'm on play-by-play as these two teams set to do battle over the second half of this game. The Capitals, you know, they had an O spot through 4 innings, and they pick up a big run there in the 5th. They could have done more, but thanks to a sweet play from the South Jersey Kings second baseman. The damage was limited to just 1 run as there's a swing and a miss. I mean, Giacomo, you're looking at a team in the Capitals that have struggled to pick up wins all year. They've lost 3 in a row at this point. But you saw some cracks. You saw some chinks in the armor in that last inning. They had a couple of base runners. How do you carry that momentum forward?
I mean, this is just the type of game that a team like the Capitals has to win. You're only down a run, and you just mentioned it right there. You got a wild Drew Costello, especially towards the front half of that inning, and they did a nice job taking advantage, able to at least play one in what has been a slugfest type of game. So yeah, this is gonna be a game that if you're looking back on it, and you're the Caps, you're gonna really want to win this one. You are in this game right now, and you could say, especially if Muller's able to kind of settle in a little bit better, you're gonna have the upper hand so far in this one.
That one gets by the catcher, though, shaking the camera and pushing our count to full here as Muller and Pedrick face off. Muller, a Pittstown, New Jersey native. His dad, Keith, the head coach. The 3-2. This one is dribbled up to Drombowski. He'll collect it and fire over to first, and there's one gone here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, nice to see Muller get his first guy. He's been climbing that pitch count number. Only just finished up his first inning, and that is only the first third of this inning. He's already up to 24 pitches, so he's been kind of getting deep into counts a little bit, and now he has to deal with the Danny Scullion.
Scullion ripped a home run on Sunday in the rain. Rather, Saturday, in the rain. In a game that is still not yet finished, and apparently Muller wasn't a fan of that one. Tried to take his head off with that pitch. But Scullion, one of the biggest bats in the ECCBL, literally and figuratively. Standing tall there in the right-handed batter's box. That one's outside. It'll be 2-0.
He's reached base 2 times today. Still doesn't have a hit yet. He's gotten hit by a pitch, and he's gotten walked today.
2-0. Gave him a pitch to hit. Scullion wanted more of it than he got, and he fouled it back. It's 2-1.
Yeah, it was a nice job there by Muller. He at least kept the fastball away. I mean, you definitely don't want to throw this guy a fastball on the inside corner, I'll tell you that. But yeah, it was a nice pitch by Muller, able to keep the fastball away, but still in the zone.
The 2-1. Almost hit him. To me, it looked like it might have gotten a piece of fabric. But the umpire just stands there. So it's a 3-1 count now to Scullion. Like you mentioned, already walked twice in this one. As that one's up high, it'll be his 3rd walk or walk-adjacent result of an at-bat in this one. Hit by a pitch once, and now 2 walks, and he jogs his way on over to first. That on-base percentage for Danny Scullion, man, that thing is flying up by the at-bat.
You bet.
As Dom Manzillo's going to come up. Swing through Oxton and get himself set in and take his place in the batter's box facing off against Muller. That one's grounded to third. This could be 2. Gill fires over to Drombowski. He fires to first. It's in time, and they get the double play, and that'll do it in a quick bottom of the 5th. They go down 1-2, well, kind of 1.5, 3 with the walk and the double play, but still, no runs, no hits, no men left. And we go to the top of the 6th. Back with you here at Moody Park in the top of the 6th as Giacomo just broke a chair.
No, we did not break a chair. Just a little water bottle tumble. We're all good here.
It sounded like you broke the chair the way you were looking around. There's a swing and a miss to start this one. But after, one of the quickest half innings we've seen all summer in the ECCBL, it's now the Capitals up to bat, trailing 2-1. And still in the game is Drew Costello, who struggled in that top of the 5th inning. That one's fouled back.
He's hop ahead, way ahead now. He's up 0-2 on Murator.
The most ahead he's been in a count, really, all game.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned it. Costello got bailed out by an absolute web gem by Mercado in the last half inning that the Kings were on defense.
0-2. Outside. 1-2.
I mean, part of that was, even before that play, we still got to talk about that 3-0 daddy hack that Braden Drombowski took out a pitch that literally almost hit the backstop.
I don't think I've ever heard it called a daddy hack before, but I would really like it if you used that more often. I'm a big fan of that.
It's a
nickname.
common term. You've never heard that before?
I haven't played baseball past the 7th grade, so it's the 6th grade actually. Not to say I don't know the game. Believe me, I watch enough baseball, but can't say I was in a lot of clubhouses and dugouts in the last 4 years.
It's actually a pretty common term.
Oh, understood. Well, I have to add that to my lingo. The 2-2 is swung on and missed, as Murator will be retired, and Costello probably puts together his best AB of the entire appearance so far.
100%. That was a nice-looking pitch to register his first strikeout on his evening.
Number 41, left fielder Jake Knapp.
So it'll be Jake Knapp now. The left-handed left fielder will step into the batter's box and face off against the left-handed Costello, one of the seemingly infinite southpaws there in the South Jersey Kings dugout. That one's up high.
Interested to see how Costello is going to come after this at-bat. He worked as quick as one as you mentioned in the last one, but he's had his fair share of on and off command struggles.
It's 1-0 right now. So Costello behind in the count. That one can't spin it in. It'll be 2-1.
When Costello lands that breaking ball, it really is a nice pitch. It kind of just darts across, especially when it's lefty-lefty. It's going to start at that hip and just dip right into the zone. But when it misses, it's just a tumbleweed type of pitch.
2-1. Swing and a miss. Counts even at 2.
We'll say, even though without the lack of control, Costello has gotten a fair share of whiffs in this appearance.
You kind of see that boomer bust pitching style. The 2-2. This one's grounded to second. Coming on is Mercado. He makes the play and fires over to first, and there's 2 gone.
I mean, I will say, Luke, especially with a lot of guys making errors across ECCBL, Ty Mercado is as smooth as it gets over there at second base.
I don't believe they give out gold gloves here in the ECCBL, but if they did, Mercado would be number 1 on that leaderboard right now, especially just going off of this game alone. Made a sweet play up there in the middle of the infield to turn a unassisted double play. Could have turned a triple play, but he couldn't get the pick off in time.
The only player that I've seen probably have a better defensive inning than him all summer was actually today's starter for the Caps, Cole McGorty. Made 2 diving plays and a leaping grab in 1 inning when me and Ben Chadwick called our first Capitals game of the year. Yeah, Cole McGorty was playing Gold Glove defense at first base. It was ridiculous.
I was going to say at first base. I was like, oh, whoa, he was on the bump doing all that, but
wow.
First base makes sense as that one's up high.
Yeah, he had a leaping play where there was like the ball was thrown over his head. He had to jump back down, turn back around his body, made a tag. He made 2 diving plays in the inning. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was right out of a movie.
As that one's in. So it'll be 1-1 on Sergo. Costello at 30 pitches, looking for his 31st. The 1-1. Swung on, popped up. Coming back onto the Zinzilla. No play. Whacks the roof of the press box.
You can hear a nice little thud
Yeah,
right
nice
above our
little
heads.
thud. Hey, listen, that beats hail hitting us up there, which it hasn't yet so far. But given that we've seen some pretty crazy weather so far this year, I wouldn't put it past hail to make an appearance at some point this summer.
I mean, it's not. At least it's not raining glass from the broken light that we had.
We hit a broken light.
Yeah, we did. Me and Ben Chadwick called the game where the first batter of one of the innings, he was a left-handed batter. He hit the ball right at one of those lights, and there was just glass raining down. You
Oh.
could just hear the crack.
Goodness, I mean, I
Harold
thought
Ivory.
I was gonna say I thought I had seen that before in like a commercial. Someone hits the ball so hard they hit a light, but never in person. The 2-2. Check swing didn't go. Ball outside.
Yeah, it was Harold Ivory, the big lefty, just kind of whacked it, and yeah, just completely shattered one of the lights. I believe you can kind of see if you squint your eyes at that light over there, Luke. Yeah, it was just raining glass.
the more I look into that light, the harder it is to see anything else. You might be onto something. The 3-2. Swing and a ground ball to Pedrick. He comes on, makes the play, fires over to first, and there's 3 up and 3 down in sequence. A nice settle-in inning from Costello, and we move to the bottom of the 6th with the Kings still leading 2-1.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glassner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital x-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointments available. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
Back with you here at Moody Park for the bottom of the 6th. Shane Langen,
Third baseman, Andrew.
the right-hander, comes in for the Caps, and his first offering is in there for a called strike. Third different pitcher today for the Capitals. They've given up just 2 runs, but they've definitely had their fair share of multi-base runner jams they've gotten their way out of.
Legan, another Christian Brothers resident. Not too fond of them, you could say, after my season.
Remind me how that season ended again?
With the loss to Christian Brothers Academy in the non-public A South
tough.
quarterfinal.
0-2 upstairs.
Excuse me, I believe it was the semi, actually.
Can't give yourself too much credit. Got to stay humble.
Yeah. You know, it was a toughie. It was a toughie.
1-2.
It
Upside.
was actually, I just realized it. It's actually a Christian Brothers battery now. Connection, pitcher and catcher between Legan and Sembinos.
Gotta imagine there's maybe a couple side bets going on between this matchup. 2-2. Outside.
You know, he's pitching to his high school teammate, not against him.
True. Andrew Shank in the batter's box, the 3-2. Fouled back. Langen on the mound.
Shank's batting average so far, as we can see, has plummeted all the way down to .91, so he really needs to get things going for the Kings.
Kicks and delivers. Upstairs, ball 4, and Shank will take his base. Langen's first batter is walked as the Kings are looking to extend their 2-1 lead even more. They got a runner on first to start the 6th inning.
Yeah, I mean, neither team has really kind of strung a lot of hits together. I mean, the definition of that was Cole McGorty getting out of 2 bases loaded jams early. But yeah, neither team really has strung a lot of hits together in a row. I mean, obviously the high scoring inning was only 2 runs by the Kings.
The pitch. Outside. A pinch hitter going for the Kings right now. Number 5, Frank Master. Got some reps over there on right field yesterday. Game you and I called. Heading into his sophomore season at Drew University. Runner goes. Throw down is not in time. Ball even got away from Sergo. So Shank reaches second safely. As Masters even in the count now, 1-1. The pitch. This one's fouled back.
Yeah, Langen, I get he walked his first guy, but it wasn't a bad walk, as you could say. He's been attacking his hitters so far pretty decently.
1-2 from Langen on Master. Gets the signal. Comes set. And delivers. Spun it on the outside corner, and it'll be a backwards K for Master. He'll sit down. Nice pitch there by Langen to get his first out of the inning.
Number 12, left fielder, Matthew Giuliano.
Giuliano was the reason that the Kings have one of these runs on the board, as he ripped an RBI single.
Runner goes from second to third. There will be no play as the first pitch is in there for a called strike. And the runner is now advanced all the way over 90 feet from home. As the Kings doing their best to tack on insurance runs here. They lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Second time today we've seen a runner break so early. Shank was halfway down the base path at that point. Taps are going to go infield in here. Want to limit this run from scoring at all costs.
But Giuliano had that big double into the gap earlier on, but he's behind in the count 0-2 after swinging and missing at that pitch. Infield's in. Langen kicks and delivers. This one's fouled back. It'll stay 0-2. Check swing,
Nice
but
pitch.
he got him on the inside corner. Twice now with the same pitch, Langen gets a backwards K and back-to-back batters, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th.
I mean, simply just a disgustingly placed breaking ball. Shane Langen, back-to-back sweepers, just says good night to two Kings hitters in a row.
Langen misses upstairs on that one. It'll be 1-0. That one misses outside. It's 2-0.
Yeah, and Mercado now, who's been the Gold Glove threat in the field, has yet to make an impact with the bat so far. He's 0 for 2 on the night.
It's a 2-0 count. The pitch. Inside, 3-0. Couple nice at-bats back-to-back for Langen. But now Mercado ahead in the count 3-0. Certainly made his fair share of plays in the field tonight, trying to bring up one with his bat. The 3-0 swung on, fouled back right off the face of the umpire.
Yeah, Mercado just wants to give home plate umpire Mike Beal just a second. Make sure you know that he's all okay.
So it's 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Laying it on the mound. Mercado in the box, and a runner on third with 2 gone. The Kings trying to add to their 1-run lead. They lead 2-1. The kick and the delivery. That one's upstairs and inside. And it'll be a 5-pitch walk. As Mercado will make his way over to first. We'll bring up Reba. Runners in the corners now for the Kings as they try to add on here in the 6th. Do some damage in the latter stages. And they look to get a win to push their record to even at 5-5. First pitch to Reba. Fouled back.
Raba got his first hit in his last plate appearance, and he scored the second Kings run. So now Ligon's going to have to face, or he already faced the first of the culprits who scratched a run across. Now he's got to get through the second one.
The 0-1 runner goes from first to second. This one's a grounder up the middle. Coming to Sergo. He makes the play. Now fires across the diamond, and they get the out. So no runs and 2 men left for the Kings. They can't extend their lead, and we go to the top of the 7th.
No runs, no hits. There were no errors, and 2 left after 6. The Kings
ECCBL is sponsored in part by Northfield Bank, proudly serving local communities since 1887. With branch locations across Mercer and Hunterdon counties, Northfield offers simply free checking with no minimum balance, no monthly fees, and no per-check charges. Northfield Bank customers also enjoy free online banking, mobile app access, and a free debit card for everyday purchases. For more information, please visit northfield.com or follow Northfield Bank on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Northfield Bank. Back with you here from Moody Park into the top of the 7th as we enter the last third of baseball here from Ewing, New Jersey as the sun gets below those trees. First pitch of Tommy Diffley's evening is grounded to second, and the play is made just in time. And with 1 pitch and 1 out, it's pretty easy to see why this guy is such a strong ground ball pitcher.
Well, strong ground balls at that when he's able to throw strikes. The last time, Luke, I saw Tommy Diffley come in for relief outing, let's just say it was not the greatest. He was a little bit of all over the place.
First pitch to the second batter is outside. For Salisbury University this past season, Diffley pitched just 1 inning. Gave up a run, but not an earned run, against Valley Forge. Also played some first base. Scored his first career run on March 12th against William Pierce.
He's been okay so far throughout ECCBL. Coming into this matchup through 6 1/3 innings, he's a 4.4 ERA, so not the worst that we've seen here. at Moody Park.
The 2-1. Outside. Big fan of pizza. Tommy Diffley says it's his favorite food. He doesn't specify what kind of pizza when he says that, which to me, I have to ask further questions. Seems like a pepperoni guy just from the
I was
vibes.
going to say the same thing.
Just
I
from
was
the
going to say
vibes.
the same thing.
And that one is
Oh!
down low and into the dirt.
Almost hit our camera, just off to the left a little
Yeah,
bit.
popped up. Almost claimed an expensive victim, but nonetheless, mercifully hits the fence just a couple feet to the left of our equipment. And there's a runner on first here in the top of the 7th.
Zach Barbash.
Zach Barbash going to come in as the pinch hitter now.
So Barbash is in. And Diffley's first pitch is swung on, popped up, going over his Scullion, and he will watch that fall into the parking lot.
There's been a lot of those today where Scullion, it feels like he may have a little bit of room going towards the fence, but most of them have just kind of been tailing, especially those righties. They've just been tailing out of play. But Scullion's given some good chase.
The 0-1. Got the inside corner.
It's a nice looking breaking ball there by Diffley. I mean, Diffle Wiffle kind of rhyme. That pitch was a wiffle ball.
I like that from you, Jacko. That might be your best work. That really might be your best work, I think.
Appreciate
so
it,
far.
man. Appreciate it.
The 0-2. Fouled away.
Just with the ambulance, or excuse me, it's a big fire truck going down the street over here on Ewingville Road.
He's coming here to put out the flames thanks to that Diffle Wiffle joke.
Here you go. Guess he's trying to cool me down a little bit
Something like that.
after the heater I'm on.
Futuri takes a lead on first, the 0-2. Swinging a ground ball, this could be 2. Shank has it, turns, but rather just throw across the diamond in time. It finds the mid of Scullion. A nice stretch by the first baseman, and they get the second out of the inning. So there's a runner on second, and there's 2 gone here in the top of the 7th.
I mean, obviously we'd rather have that double play ball, but that's a really nice heads up play by Shank. It would have been a really tough play over at second base. Fator was really digging it out, trying to beat the force. He did a nice job, forces the long throw, but Shank does a nice job hanging with it, and as you mentioned, nice stretch over there by Scullion. 1 completes 2, and now there's 2 dead.
Complimentary baseball on all fronts from the South Jersey Kings tonight. It's been low scoring, but they have a slight edge because of, little things like the defense and the discipline.
It's the second straight.
You got to hope everyone's okay.
It's a loud one.
Diffley behind the count 1-0. Runner on second, his pitch. This one is lifted, trailing foul, and then it'll end up into the parking lot.
Yeah, look, at this point in the season, if you haven't learned your lesson at Moody Park, park as far back in that back lot as possible. That's the goal. You don't want to be in the front where they just repainted the lines.
The 1-1. This one is lifted. This one could stay inside the park. Coming on and just missing the sliding catch was Hartman. That one was a little closer. More of a play could have been made, but Hartman can't get under that one in time. So it'll still be 1-2 now.
I mean, it barely just stayed in. Hartman did a nice job. He literally slid into the fence over there.
Happy he's not hurt. That can be that could be some risky business playing that close to the fence over there. Diffley's 1-2. Outside, counts even.
I'm looking forward to I think it's going to be a Diffle Wiffle slider right here. How about that, Luke?
A Diffle Wiffle slider. We'll see if Diff gets the whiff on the slider. With a runner on second, 2-2, and 2 gone here in the top of the 7th, the pitch. Swing, high, trailing, foul. Scullion's over, but it's too far. It's over the wall.
I mean, Apollina's hanging in there nicely. He's just cutting on these pitches from Diffley, trying to hang in this at bat. And this is a big RBI opportunity. He has that running scoring position, but the Caps trailing 1 run. It feels like now is a good time in the 7th, trying to really scratch that one across. You're only going to have 6 outlets left to play with after this one.
Diffley comes set, kicks, delivers. That one's way outside. The count will be full. They're going to say the runner should advance because the ball got past Fitzpatrick and into the backstop. So now with the tying run 90 feet from home, the count is full, and Apollina is still fighting here at the dish, putting together a pretty solid at-bat, I'd say.
Yeah, the newly inserted Fitzpatrick just went off the tip of his mitt. He laid out to try and keep it in front of him. He got a piece of it, but he didn't get the rest of it.
Tivley comes set, kicks and delivers. Outside, ball 4. And after being up in the count 2-1, forcing 3 straight foul balls, Tivley can't close out the hitter as Apollina forces a walk. And the emergency vehicles continue to scoot by out here in the outfield.
Yeah, you really hope that's
Hope it-
okay. I think
yeah.
it's been 4 or 5 of them that we've seen at this point.
Number 28, second baseman Ethan Tolbert.
So Tolbert's at the plate now. And Tivley's going to try to get out of this inning with men in the corners and 2 gone. First pitch is a broken bat, ground ball up the middle. Could be an easy play, and it is. Mercado will flip it to Pedrick, and that'll do it for the top of the 7th. No runs, no hits, and 2 men left. As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. Back with you here in the bottom of the 7th. Jeremy Wacker takes his place on the bump as we finally get some southpaw action from the team clad in blue, the Trenton Capitals. Wacker going into his junior season at LaSalle.
LaSalle, not to be confused with LaSalle. 2 different colleges.
As the first pitch of his evening hit the batter. So we're already going to get an early base runner here.
That's Enrico Tufano he hit. He was already 1 for 3 on the day, so we talked about on base percentage today for the Kings, and guys, with it moving up, Tufano just keeps on climbing.
So that'll bring up Eric Cartman.
Sounded like you said Eric Hartman there. Just making sure that's Eric Hartman stepping up to the plate.
I got mixed up with the South Park character again. The 0-0 to Hartman. Dropped it in there for a called strike. Runner on first is Tufano. Hartman in the box. He's 1 for 3 today. Wacker's pitch. Way up and in. Hartman had to get low. So it'll be 1-1.
You can tell Wacker, even though he's missed a couple already for sure, he definitely has some nice ride on that fastball. It's going to run into the lefties away from the righties.
Whacker's 1-1. This one's popped up, trailing foul, and over the fence. Whacking into the empty bleachers back there on the third base side.
Whack is a nice adjective to suffice that play, you could say.
So Hartman's behind the count now, 1-2 after that foul ball. There's a runner on first. Whacker doing his best to pick up his first out of the evening. 1-2. Fouled off. The sun all but set here in New Jersey. The lights blaring as the sky is turning from what was once gray to now moving towards navy blue to black. The 1-2 outside. Counts even. Hartman doing his best to fight and stay alive in this at-bat with the runner on first. That'll be full.
It was a good idea there from Whacker, just couldn't clip the outside part of the zone. Hartman did not like the pitch at all. You can see he was not swinging anyway, but if Whacker executes that pitch a little bit better, it could have been strike 3 called.
Whacker comes set, 3-2. Runner goes. This one's chopped to second base. Tolbert comes on. He bobbles the ball. Fires over to first. Still got the runner in time. Nice job staying on the bag there by Apollina. But Tufano will advance to second. And Tolbert's fumble with the ball kind of negated any double play possibility. So it'll be one gone and a runner on second here in the bottom of the 7th.
The umpires are actually going to discuss. First base coach thought that the foot of the first baseman was off the bag. They're going to say that Apollino was not on the bag, but the call's going to remain. So yeah, it's going to be a nice first out there for Whacker, who desperately needed that one after a long at bat.
Whacker's 0-0. Grounded foul.
He has done a nice job jamming these left-handed hitters in. I'll give him that credit, especially when he hasn't hit a lefty yet. He's hit the righty. With these lefties, he's done a nice job jamming them on the inside part, not letting them get extended and put a good swing on it.
Whacker's 0-1. Inside.
That one almost hit him, just after I gave him credit of running the lefties inside.
Clipped the stubble of Pedrick. Almost gave him a kiss. And it's 1-1 now with a runner on second and one gone. Pedrick in the box. He's 0 for 1 today. Whacker's pitch. This one's chopped foul. The 1-2. Fouled off again. So it'll stay 1-2 here to Pedrick. He's got a runner on second. Pedrick looking for his first RBI of the summer. He's got Tufano on second. The 1-2. Outside, gets away from the catcher. Tufano's going to go to third. He'll get there standing.
Whacker gave 3 looks over there to second base. I'd say he took his sweet old time on the mound. Maybe a little bit too much time as he gives up the wild pitch. And the Kings threatening to get what is a much-needed insurance run, where an ECCBL game can be flipped over on its head as quick as you can blink your eyes.
The 2-2 to Pedrick. Swing and a ground ball over to first. Picked up by Apollina. He'll jog on over, tap the bag, and the runner will be held at third.
Nice defense by the Caps.
Apollina gave Tufano the smolder and froze him in his tracks. Pounds his chest. Pretty happy with that one. You have to think He's probably wearing the mic if he's talking to himself to that level. Which I think I can see it clipped onto his collar. He does have the mic on there, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing things. It's been a long day. But Pedrick's retired, so there's 2 gone now and a runner on third. First pitch to Scullion is down low for a ball. Scullion 0 for 0 today. He's reached base twice on a walk and once on a hit by a pitch.
3 times. He's had 2 walks now. He got walked in his last at-bat, so now 3 times he's been home base today.
And it's 2-0 to him early. Pitcher's scared to give this guy anything to hit.
I think they saw him hit that mammoth blast the other day, and they don't want to give this guy anything to hit.
The 2-0. Tried to spit into that top corner. Couldn't.
Is it crazy to give Danny Scullion the Barry Bonds treatment at this point?
I mean, listen, he's good, but we are still in June. It is June 18th. We've been chugging along with this league for 3-4 weeks at this point. So, the 3-0. Way inside. Almost hit him. Ball got away from the catcher, and that'll be a run plated. So the Kings add on. They lead 3-1 here in the bottom of the 7th.
And just not the way if you're the Cavs. If you're going to give up the run, you want it to be off of a hit or just a tough play. But after a wild pitch, I mean, that's just kind of a momentum, back-breaking play, whatever you want to call it. That fact is going to be that the Kings' insurance run is going to come off the wild pitch. But yeah, Kings do a nice job capitalizing here, able to scratch one across.
So with Scullion on first, it'll be Fitzpatrick in the box, and the first pitch of the at-bat is up high. Fitzpatrick also 0 for 0 today. Reached one of the many South Jersey Kings that's reached on a non-hit. The 1-0. This one is whacked into the gap, and there will be a base hit. Scullion's going to dig in and then hold up at second base. Nice piece of contact there from Fitzpatrick. Gets a runner on first and second for the Kings here in the bottom of the 7th.
I believe it's going to be pinch hitter now. I'm not 100% sure what's going on.
Still Shank coming up, so no pinch hitting action yet. Just had to take time there.
Third baseman, Andrew Shank.
Andrew Shank, 0 for 1 today, but he's got runners on first and second with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 7th, and his team leading by 2.
If you're Whacker here, this is really where you need to get out of this right now after only giving up the 1 run.
He drops that pitch in for a strike. Pitched just 3.1 innings at LaSalle this past season. 5 strikeouts to his name. Checks the runners, his 0-1. Outside. So it'll be 1-1 for Whacker facing off here against Shank with runners on first and second. The pitch. High and inside. It'll be 2-1.
Whackers, when he misses, it's been the fastball up. He hasn't missed down really at all today.
Whackers 2-1. Fouled back. Rattling the camera. Still giving us a pretty good view.
I haven't had to deal with many camera issues at all today, if at any.
You had to say that?
Listen,
You
if,
really
if,
did?
if we gotta fix it, we gotta fix it, man. Just
I'm usually the one who gets up there, climbs my legs out the window, and adjusts that thing. I mean, you're passenger princess over to my left right now.
I don't know about that one.
The 2-2 from Whacker. He checks his runners. Comes set, kicks, and delivers. This one is grounded sharply to third base. Picked up, rather, by Sergo. He'll fire across the diamond. Not even close to being in time. Runner's going to go home. Play at the plate. In time. Oh, no, the ball got away. It looked like he tagged him in time, but the ball escaped to the backstop. As Scullion, aggressive on the base path, gets away with one.
I mean, that's just bad coming to worse, and that's just honestly a boneheaded play by Jackson Score over there at shortstop. You have to recognize there's no chance you're getting the runner in that situation. You have to tuck that ball away in your pocket. Instead, he throws a little bloop, whatever you want to call it over there to first base, and then all hell breaks loose at that point.
Number 5, the DH, Frank Master.
So we're going to get a mound visit here, as they're going to convene on Wacker and talk things over.
No activity down there in the Cavs bullpen yet, though. That is interesting.
They're trying to stick by their guy. You know, he's already retired 2 people this inning. At this point, you might only hit just 2 more times. You're the Caps. Still talking things over there on the mound. Couple of fist bumps exchanged, showing some confidence in their pitcher. As Shank and Fitzpatrick take their positions on second and third. Masters in the box. It's a left-left matchup for Wacker as he toes the rubber. Doing his best to get out of this one. He's already given up 2 runs, but still just a 3-run deficit for the Capitals. Wacker kicks, delivers, and that one's upstairs. It'll be ball 1. 1-0. This one is hit hard, but not very far. Under it is Shin, and he makes the catch. So just like that, the side is retired, but not before the damage is done. 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th extends the South Jersey lead to 3. It's 4-1 Kings as we go to the top of the 8th here at Moody.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glassner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital x-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointments available. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
Back with you here at Moody. We're into the top of the 8th
Third baseman, number 3, Jack.
as the Capitals trail the Kings 4-1. Diffie's still on the mound. Diffie's still on the mound for the Kings. Had a couple of hiccups in the last inning, but ultimately got out of things unscathed. Looks to put up another scoreless frame. It's 2-0. This one's grounded up the middle. Coming on is Mercado. He makes the play. Now fires over across the diamond.
Oh, my goodness.
And another beautiful play in the field by Mercado. He's really flashing the leather tonight.
He just makes it look effortless out there. This kid is one smooth fielder.
Number 4, catcher Danny Zimbinos.
So Danny Zambinos will comes up. As Diffie looks to get his second out of the inning. That one's outside. It'll be 1-0.
So Hartford Community College definitely has an unbelievable defensive wizard in Ty Mercado.
The pitch. In there for a called strike. Counts even. The 1-1. Spun that one, but in there for a called strike. For a second, I thought the ump wasn't going to give him a strike there. I thought that was a beautiful pitch.
It was a nicely executed pitch. Mike Beal definitely a little bit hesitant, though, as you just mentioned.
So the 1-2. Diffley comes set, kicks, and delivers. This one is hit hard. Going back on it is Reba. He's still going back. Reaches up, and he can't make the catch. It's off his chest. Zambinos is into second. Looks like he kind of overran that one, Reba.
I mean, that's a tough. I don't know if they gave that one a hit or an error.
They're going to give him a double for that one, it looks. It was a tough play for Reba for sure. You know, it wasn't like he was standing under something that was hanging over his head. He was really on the move back there, but a really nice piece of contact by Zambinos.
That ball, he gave that ball a ride, 100%, no doubt.
The 0-0 is down low.
As you mentioned, this is the situation for a relief pitcher, especially Diffley. You mentioned earlier in the game, just throw fastballs down the middle. That run on second base means absolutely nothing. You would still be leading by 2 runs, even if that run were to come across the plate.
The 1-0 is in there. So it's 1-1. Zambinos on second. Caps trying to do their best to claw their way back in this one. The pitch. Fouled back. One, two. Outside. Two from Diffley. Can't get the edge of the zone. So the count is full now. Zambinos on second, Murator at the dish. Diffley looking for the second out of the inning. Comes set, checks the runner, kicks, and delivers. Inside, ball 4. And Murator will take his base. As there's now runners on first and second, the double play ball is possible.
Number 41, left fielder, Jake Knapp.
As Jake Knapp will step into the box. The left-handed hitting left fielder will face off against the southpaw Diffley. One of the many left-left matchups we've gotten tonight, thanks to the just exorbitant number of left-handed pitchers in the South Jersey Kings staff.
They've only thrown lefties the past 2 games. It's not one righty pitcher.
Nice pitch there, spun it in.
Diffle wiffle. There it is.
Well, it wasn't a whiff. You just watched it land in the middle.
Yeah, that's like a wiffle ball pitch, you know? It kind of does that
okay.
little air bending
Yeah,
type of
something
motion.
like that. Yeah. The 0-1. Tried that same pitch, and he got it, but he didn't get the call. 1-1, maybe a little bit high.
That pitch looked wicked from the press box.
From
I'll
up
say
here, that looked beautiful, but it seemed to have been a little bit high. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Got him with the fastball inside.
There's some nice tunneling there by Diffley.
Jake Knapp 0 for 3. And he's got runners on first and second as the Caps try to mount a comeback. The 1-2. Fouled back. Murator on first. Zambino on second. The 1-2. Check swing, didn't go. Ball outside. So the count will be even now at 2. Diffley's pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. As Knapp will be retired. He's 0 for 4 now.
Number 12.
Golden sombrero for Nap.
Jackson Scrow.
Yeah, he's
Definitely
he's
had better nights.
100%. And this is another kid who's really struggled tonight in Scrow, who also cost the Caps 2 runs in the last half inning.
First pitch to him. In there for a called strike. Diffley's up to 38 pitches now. And with action going on in the Kings' pen, you got to doubt we see Diffley in that 9th inning. As that one gets beyond the catcher Fitzpatrick, and the runners will advance to 2nd and 3rd. So it takes away the force out at 2nd or 3rd base. But with 2 outs, that really doesn't affect too much.
Not at all. And again, going back to the action over in the bullpen, hopefully, if you're the Kings, you don't want to have to use whatever arm is warming up down there. If you can get Diffley through this half inning, and then, oh, sorry, no, you are going to have to use the other guy. My apologies.
quick
I
math.
was thinking it through. My bad. This is the top of the 8th, not the home half.
Thinking out loud. Murator on 2nd. Scrow in the box. It's 2-1 to him. The pitch. In there for a called strike. Got it right on the outside corner. So the count's even now. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men on, and 2 outs here in the top of the 8th.
Whole lot of 2s.
Diffley collects himself, kicks, delivers. Swing and a miss. Ball took a couple of crazy bounces, but on it is Fitzpatrick. He'll fire over to first, and they get the play on a nice stretch by Scullion. And that will do it for the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom.
For the Caps in the 8th.
Still 4-1 in favor of South Jersey.
2-0.
Back with you here at Moody Park as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Trenton Stenard in for the Capitals on the mound. He'll try to pick up where Jeremy Wackard left off.
Trenton Stenard just committed to FDU. Excuse me, just wrapped up his freshman year at FDU. now a sophomore. Majoring in psychological behavioral neuroscience. Wow, that's a mouthful. Luke, have you ever heard of that major?
In psychological behavioral neuroscience, that's like a lot of big words. Just say like sports psychology or something like that. I can't say I've ever heard of that specifically as a major, but I mean I know psych majors and I know neuroscience majors. I don't know psychological behavioral neuroscience majors, but maybe FDU is just is a hub for that kind of stuff. You never know.
He did go up to Watchung Hills High School, right in my area, up in Union County.
North of here.
Very north of here. Got a nice long drive home after this.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I got one too. I'm just going in the opposite direction.
Very true. How long is your drive?
Like about an hour, I'd say. You know, with traffic sometimes an hour and 10, no traffic sometimes 40, as this one's grounded over to shortstop, collected, firing across the diamond, and the play is made.
Yeah, I'm with no traffic, I'm about an hour 10. With the traffic down here, I was about an hour 25 today. That was not good. Bumper to bumper today.
Number 26.
So Giuliano's retired. And Ty Mercado's going to come up. You know, he's had a lot of really nice plays out there at second base so far tonight.
Definitely has.
Still waiting on that big hit from him. Not going to get on that pitch. It's fouled back. He's 0 for 2. Stenard tries to settle in here. Kings hope this is the last time they bat. The 0-1. Inside. That one's popped up foul. So Stenard comes set, kicks and delivers the 1-2. This one is grounded. On it is Tolbert, collects it in his glove and fires it over across to Apollina. Connection of the E's there. As there's 2 gone now for the Trenton Capitals, as they look to keep this deficit at just 3, heading into the final frame, or what could be the final frame.
Yeah, they only have 3 outs to play with. Need 3 runs to tie, 4 to take the lead.
So Raba steps in now. Had a tough play in the field last inning. Saw a ball basically bounce off his chest. But he didn't have to pay for it. No runs were scored. The pitch. Up high. Ball 1. That one's in there. So the count's even. Raba's 1 for 4 tonight. Getting 5 at-bats in a 4-1 game. You don't get that often. But we've seen a lot of walks. As that one is grounded over to first base. It'll stay fair, and Apollina's on, and he'll touch the bag. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 8th. We go to the 9th here at Moody Park with the Kings having 4 runs and the Capitals having 1. Don't go anywhere. ECCBL is sponsored in part by Northfield Bank, proudly serving local communities since 1887. With branch locations across Mercer and Hunterdon counties, Northfield offers simply free checking with no minimum balance, no monthly fees, and no per-check charges. Northfield Bank customers also enjoy free online banking, mobile app access, and a free debit card for everyday purchases. For more information, please visit northfield.com or follow Northfield Bank on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Northfield Bank. Back with you here at Moody Park in the top of the ninth. Danny Snyder on the mound. No, not former Washington Commanders owner Daniel Snyder, rather Danny Snyder. A sophomore right-hand sidewinder who plays at Stockton University during the season.
The second sidewinder we've seen tonight.
But this time he's a righty, which we don't get a lot of on the South Jersey Kings apparently. Apparently they're all lefties.
Apart
So
from him.
We're in rare air right now here at Moody Park. But it's 4-1 Kings. The 0-1 outside.
He's a little bit more elongated, you could say, than McGordy was on the other side. It was the other sidewinder we saw today.
Yeah, he reaches that hand out pretty far. His arm angle is an interesting one, but that one, nice pitch. Goes up, down, and around. He gets the swinging strike.
Yeah, once again, storyline obviously is Caps 3 outs to play with. Need 3 runs to tie 4. 3 runs to keep playing, 4 to take the lead here.
The 1-2 to Shin, fouled back in the direction of everybody's car. Shin 0 for 3 today. The Capitals last in the Eastern Division at 3-6. The Kings third at 4-5, looking for a win to push them to 500. They still got to resume a game. They were halfway through against Quakertown. That one's outside. Counts even at 2. Snyder comes set. It's 2-2. Swing and a miss. Caught the foul tip.
Nice pitch.
And that'll do it. At least for Shin. He is retired. He's now 0 for 4 in the day. And now down to their final 2 outs of the Trenton Capitals.
Number 20, the DH, Michael Vittori.
Michael Vittori will come up. Oh for 2 today with a walk. That one floating, but outside.
Floating is the right word to describe Snyder's breaking ball. That thing just, I don't even know how to explain it.
Still haven't seen a lot of straight gas from Snyder yet, but there's one. He tunnels it right in there for a called strike. So it's 1-1 now. 1 gone here in the top of the ninth. Vittori trying to get his first hit of the evening. The pitch. He looked at it, but it's outside. The 2-1. This one is hit hard into the gap. Going back on is Hartman and Reba. Oh, what a catch! Hartman saw it the whole way, reached out the glove, and brought it in. Great piece of fielding, and you want to talk about complimentary baseball. The Kings have just been doing it all night. Flashes of the leather all over the field, including there in right field. Hartman made a great snag.
Yeah, saved a 1-out double. Want to set the Caps up for business. Now they're staring at the brink of yet another loss down to their final out and their final chance in the form of Zach Barbash up at the plate.
Barbash is 0 for 1. Here's his first offering. Down low. It'll be 1-0. Snyder toes the rubber. Kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss on that one. Counts even at 1. Pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. So now down to their last strike are the Trenton Capitals. They trail 4-1 here with Snyder on the mound. He's thrown 12 pitches so far in this one. The tall righty comes set, winds, delivers, swing and a miss. He got him, and that'll do it. A wall-to-wall pitching performance of elite quality for the South Jersey Kings sees them pick up their 5th win of the season. They beat the Trenton Capitals 4-1 here on a warm Wednesday night at Moody Park. For my partner Giacomo, I'm Luke, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. See you next time.